Hi, I'm Juliet. I'm 53 years old, a retired teacher, and for the past 2 years, I thought I had the perfect relationship with my son Marcus and his wife Victoria. That's what I kept telling myself anyway, even when little things started feeling off. Mom, you're coming to dinner Sunday, right? Marcus called me on a Thursday afternoon, his voice bright and cheerful like always. Of course, sweetheart. Should I bring anything? Just yourself. Victoria's making her famous lasagna. I heard her voice in the background, sharp and quick. Marcus, tell her 6 o'clock sharp. Not 6:15, not 5:45. 6 o'clock. You heard that? Marcus laughed, but it sounded forced. She's very particular about timing. I heard, 6 o'clock it is. Sunday came, and I arrived at 5:58, holding a bouquet of flowers I'd picked up, despite being told not to bring anything. Victoria opened the door before I could knock. You're early, she said, not moving aside. It's 5:58. You said 6. Early is the same as late, Juliet. It disrupts the flow of the evening. She took the flowers without looking at them. And I told Marcus to tell you not to bring anything. Why don't you ever listen? Marcus appeared behind her. Mom, come in, come in. Don't mind Vicky. She's just stressed about the lasagna. I'm not stressed, Victoria snapped. I'm organized. There's a difference. I stepped inside, and the evening proceeded exactly like the previous dozen dinners. Stilted conversation, Victoria correcting everything I said, and Marcus trying desperately to smooth things over. So, Mom, tell us about your book club, Marcus said, serving the lasagna. Well, we just finished this fascinating novel about... Marcus, you're serving too much, Victoria interrupted. She'll never finish that portion. You know she wastes food. I don't waste food, Victoria. Really? Because last time you left half your plate? I was full. Or you didn't like my cooking. Victoria, that's not... It's fine, Juliet. You don't have to pretend. She turned to Marcus. Your mother never approved of me. She made that clear from day one. That's not true, I protested. I welcomed you into this family with open arms. Did you? Because I remember very clearly what you said at our engagement party. I said congratulations and that I was happy for you both. You said you hoped Marcus knew what he was getting into. That's not how I meant it. Marcus put his fork down. Can we please just have one peaceful dinner? The tension dissolved into uncomfortable silence. This had become our new normal, and I couldn't understand why. 2 weeks later, my neighbor Carol knocked on my door, looking concerned. Juliet, honey, I need to talk to you about something. Come in. What's wrong? She sat on my couch, wringing her hands. I ran into Victoria at the grocery store yesterday. She said some things that worried me. What kind of things? She told me you've been acting strange lately. Forgetting things, getting confused, showing up at their house at odd hours. Carol looked at me carefully. She said you came by at midnight last week, banging on their door, claiming Marcus was in danger. My stomach dropped. Carol, I haven't been to their house outside of planned visits in months. I've never shown up at midnight. That's what I thought. She also said you've been calling them 20, 30 times a day, leaving incoherent messages. I call Marcus maybe twice a week. What is she doing? I don't know, but it gets worse. She asked me if I'd noticed you acting unstable. She used that exact word, unstable. She said she's worried about your mental health and might need to take action soon. My hands started shaking. Take action? What does that mean? I think she's building a case against you, Juliet. I don't know why, but she's telling people you're losing it. Who else has she talked to? She mentioned speaking with your mail carrier, the woman at the pharmacy, even your hairdresser. She's been very thorough. I called Marcus immediately. Hey, Mom, what's up? Marcus, I need you to tell me the truth. Has Victoria said anything to you about me being... unwell? Silence. Then... Mom, she's just concerned. You have been calling a lot. Twice a week is not a lot, Marcus. She showed me the call log. It said 37 calls last Tuesday. That's impossible. Check your actual phone records, not whatever she showed you. Mom, please don't make this harder than it needs to be. Victoria thinks you might need help. And honestly, some of your behavior lately... What behavior? Give me one specific example. The midnight visit, the confused voicemails, the way you've been hostile toward Victoria. None of that is true. She's lying to you. Why would she lie? Mom, I think you should see someone. A therapist, maybe a doctor. Marcus, you're my son. You've known me your entire life. Do you really think I'm losing my mind? Another pause. I don't know what to think anymore. He hung up. I sat there, stunned, realizing that Victoria was systematically destroying my reputation and my relationship with my son. But why? The next morning, I drove to Best Buy and bought 4 security cameras. If Victoria was going to claim I was doing things I wasn't, I needed proof of where I actually was. I installed them myself. 1 at my front door, 1 at my back door, 1 in my living room, and 1 in my driveway. All connected to my phone with cloud backup. 3 days later, my phone rang at 3 a.m. It was Marcus. Mom, where are you right now? In bed, asleep. Where else would I be? Victoria says you're outside our house. She can see you through the window. Marcus, I'm looking at my security camera feed right now. I'm in my bed. I haven't left my house. She's insistent, Mom. She says you're standing by the mailbox. Then she's either lying or hallucinating. Check your outdoor cameras. We don't have any. Well, I do now. I'm recording everything. My cameras show I'm home. Why would you install cameras? Because your wife is making false accusations, and I need to protect myself. He hung up again. But I had my proof. The following week, I invited my friend Linda over for coffee. You look exhausted, she said, settling into my kitchen chair. I am. Victoria's escalating. She called Marcus at 3 a.m. last week, claiming I was outside their house. My cameras proved I was home. Did you show Marcus the footage? He won't look at it. He believes everything she says. Linda stirred her coffee thoughtfully. Why do you think she's doing this? I've been trying to figure that out. The only thing I can think of is control. She wants Marcus completely isolated from me. Or maybe there's something else. Money? Property? I froze. My house. When my husband died, he left everything to me with the understanding it would go to Marcus eventually. It's worth about $800,000 now. And if you were declared mentally incompetent, Marcus would likely get power of attorney, and Victoria would control Marcus. That's motive, Juliet. The next day, Victoria called me directly. A rarity. Juliet, we need to talk. Can you come over this afternoon? What's this about? I'd rather discuss it in person. Say, 2 o'clock? Something felt wrong, but I agreed. I made sure to check my cameras before I left. 2:07 p.m. departure, clearly visible. When I arrived, Victoria answered with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Come in. I'm so glad you could make it. Marcus wasn't home. We sat in the living room, and Victoria poured tea with exaggerated care. Juliet, I want to apologize. I think we got off on the wrong foot. What's this really about, Victoria? Can I try to make peace with my mother-in-law? You've been telling people I'm unstable. You've been fabricating incidents. Why? Her smile vanished. I have no idea what you're talking about. Carol told me about your conversation. You claimed I showed up at midnight, that I'm calling constantly, that I'm losing my mind. Those are serious accusations, Juliet. They're also lies. Every single one of them. You're proving my point right now. This paranoia, these accusations. I have security footage proving I was home when you claimed I was at your house. Security footage? She laughed. Juliet, anyone can manipulate that. It actually makes you look more unstable, not less. Why are you doing this? I'm trying to help you. Marcus is worried sick. You're clearly experiencing some kind of mental decline and you're too proud to admit it. I'm not declining. You're gaslighting me. She stood up. I think you should leave. This visit isn't going well. I'll leave, but you need to know something. I'm documenting everything now. Every lie you tell, every false claim you make. I have proof. Proof of what? Your delusions? Stay away from me, Victoria, and stop poisoning my relationship with my son. Or what? You'll prove my point further? Everyone already thinks you're losing it, Juliet. One more incident and Marcus will have no choice but to take action. I left, shaking with rage, but my camera had recorded my departure. 2:34 p.m. That evening, Marcus called. Mom, Victoria said you came over today and made threats. I didn't threaten anyone. She ambushed me with a fake peace offering. She said you told her to watch her back and that you'd make her pay. Complete lies. Marcus, please, you have to listen to me. She's setting me up for something. I can't keep having this conversation. Either get help or we need some distance. Don't do this. Please. But he'd already hung up. Linda came over that night with a bottle of wine and her lawyer friend, Patricia. Tell Patricia everything, Linda said. I did. Patricia listened carefully, taking notes. You need a paper trail, Patricia said finally. Document every incident, save every message, keep that camera footage. If she's building a case to have you declared incompetent, you need to build a defense. What do you think she'll do next? Patricia's expression was grim. If I were her, I'd force a confrontation that makes you look dangerous. Maybe call the police, claim you threatened her, get a restraining order. Once you have a record, it's easier to paint you as unstable. So what do I do? Be ready. Keep your cameras running. Don't engage with her alone. And when she makes her move, you'll have everything you need to expose her. 2 days later, someone pounded on my door. I checked my camera. 2 police officers. Juliet Henderson? The taller officer asked. Yes? We received a call from Victoria Henderson. She claims you've been harassing her and that you showed up at her house this morning, screaming and trying to break in. Officer, I haven't left my house all morning. Please, come in. I need to show you something. They followed me inside. I pulled up my camera system on my TV. This is my front door, back door, driveway, and living room, all recording continuously. I showed that morning's footage. As you can see, I've been home all morning. Made breakfast at 8:30, been reading since then. The female officer leaned forward. This is time-stamped and cloud-backed? Yes. Impossible to manipulate. I can give you the security company's information to verify. The male officer frowned. Why do you have so many cameras, Mrs. Henderson? Because Victoria has been making false accusations for weeks. I needed proof I'm not doing what she claims. Just then, my doorbell rang. The cameras showed Victoria, Marcus, and another officer. That's her, I said. They opened the door. Victoria pushed forward. She was at my house. She was screaming at my door, threatening me. Tell them, Marcus. Marcus looked uncomfortable. I didn't see her, Vicky. I was upstairs. But you heard her. I heard you yelling about someone at the door. Mrs. Henderson has security footage showing she was home all morning, the female officer said. That's impossible. This is obviously fake. It's cloud-backed with timestamps, the male officer explained. We can verify it with the security company. Then she hired someone to impersonate her. She's crazy, can't you see that? Victoria, stop, Marcus said quietly. She was home. You were wrong. Don't you dare take her side, after everything I've told you about her. There's no side to take. The evidence is clear. Victoria's face reddened. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe Mom was right. Maybe you have been lying. Victoria turned to me, her mask completely slipping. You think you're so clever with your cameras? But this isn't over. Everyone knows what you are. Ma'am, filing a false police report is a crime, the detective said. I didn't file a false report. She lunged toward me. Marcus grabbed her, but she broke free and shoved me hard into my bookshelf. The officers immediately restrained her. That's assault. You're under arrest. No! Get off me! Marcus, do something! Marcus stood frozen as they handcuffed his wife. You'll regret this, Victoria screamed as they let her out. All of you will regret this. I pressed charges. Marcus visited 3 days later, looking like he'd aged 10 years. I'm sorry, Mom. I should have believed you from the start. What made you finally see it? I went through her phone after the arrest. She'd been documenting fake incidents, taking notes on what stories to tell. She had a whole plan laid out. He put his head in his hands. There was even a draft petition to have you declared mentally incompetent. She was going to file it next week. The house, I said. She wanted my house. And she wanted you completely out of my life. I found messages to her sister talking about how once you were committed, we'd have everything. Can you forgive me for doubting you? I'm not sure yet, Marcus. You chose her over me repeatedly. I know. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Victoria's trial was quick. She pleaded guilty to assault and filing a false report. 6 months in jail, 3 years probation, mandatory counseling, and a 5-year restraining order. Carol visited after the sentencing. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Tired, but okay. What about Marcus? He wants to reconcile, but I keep thinking about how quickly he doubted me. How easily he believed I was unstable. He was manipulated. I know. But trust, once broken, I trailed off. Give him time. Give yourself time. 3 months later, Marcus and I had coffee downtown. I filed for divorce, he said. I'm sorry. Don't be. I should have done it the day she was arrested. Victoria called from jail yesterday, saying she made mistakes but did it because she loved me too much. That she was trying to protect our marriage. What did you say? I hung up on her. She wrote me a 12-page letter too. I burned it. Good. She's been writing you letters too. Did you know? I told the jail to reject any mail from her. She violated the restraining order last week. Sent you a letter through a friend who didn't know about the order. What happens now? Patricia's filing charges. Victoria served 90 more days. When she got out, she moved to another state. I heard she's telling people there that you framed her, that you're a vindictive mother-in-law who destroyed her life. Some people never change. We sat quietly. Can we fix this? You and me? Marcus asked. I think we can build something new. Not what we had before. That's gone. But maybe something stronger. I'd like that. It'll take time. A lot of time. I understand. I'll wait as long as it takes. My cameras are still up. They'll stay up. Because I learned the most important lesson. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when someone tries to destroy you, document everything. Victoria wanted me to look unstable. Instead, she exposed her own instability. That's revenge enough for me. Has anyone else dealt with family members who tried to discredit them? How did you protect yourself? Share your stories below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life revenge stories.